Hey guys, Subnautica 2 just dropped in early access, and there is a lot to do. In this guide, I'll walk you through the entire progression from start to finish. We're talking every ore location, every black box, every fragment, every upgrade. By the end of this, you'll be cruising through alien ruins in a fully upgraded Tadpole, scanning leviathans, repairing a massive alien power plant, and unlocking the final sequence of the early access build. I've spent way too many hours figuring this all out, so you don't have to. So let's dive straight in. So grab a snack. This is going to be the only Subnautica 2 guide you'll need. Quick heads up, I'll be assisting myself with mods just to give you a better visual guide. Let's go. First, we need water. To get water in Subnautica 2, you'll have to find these cute, transparent, colorful creatures called water slugs. You'll find plenty of them just below the life pod and inside the caves around the spawn area. We can convert them into water bottles using the Fabricator in the life pod. There are also plenty of other fish all over the spawn area that can be cooked, but we can't eat them just yet. For now, you can eat nutrient blocks from the storage in the life pod. Make sure to also grab the medkit while you're there. Make sure to listen to every message broadcast by Noah, the AI assistant on your life pod. Listening to those broadcasts reveals new locations where you'll be able to get upgrades and progress through the story. Just below the life pod, you'll find a little cave with a portable locker. Around this area, you'll also find tons of titanium, so grab some of it along with the locker. Titanium is one of the most essential ores in Subnautica 2. It's used for building and most crafting recipes. Titanium can be found all over the world, but caves are by far the fastest place to gather it. You can also get a ton of titanium by collecting metal salvage and converting it at the Fabricator. Make sure to also use these plants to replenish your air whenever you pass by. Another crucial ore is copper. You'll find it in caves and on the overhangs in the middle of the ocean, growing from the ceiling or off the sides of rocks. It usually spawns in large patches, so once you find one, you'll be set for a while. Don't be afraid to dump all of your items into the storage lockers in your base. In Subnautica 2, items are automatically pulled from nearby storage when you craft, so they don't have to be in your inventory as long as you're close to a locker. Now let's craft our first piece of equipment, the Survival Multitool. You'd think it could also damage creatures, but no, it's purely for harvesting plants and ores. While you're in that same cave, you can also collect acidic rayon pouches from these brain-shaped plants. These are used to make batteries. The medical gel sac inside them can also be used to craft medkits, so don't waste them. The next essential item to craft is the scanner. For this, we'll need quartz. Quartz is really easy to miss at first. You can always find it inside the coral domes scattered around the spawn area. Once you've got some, head back and craft a battery and the scanner. The scanner unlocks more information about every item, so make sure to scan everything you see. It can also be used to scan wrecked equipment fragments to unlock new blueprints. It's hands down the most essential tool in Subnautica. By now, you might be wondering how to get fiber and rubber. This one is also super easy to miss. All you have to do is find these plants around the spawn area and harvest them with the Survival Multitool. You'll get fibrous pulp and lucifer rot sacks. With these, we can now craft an air bladder. You might think it's overrated, but trust me, it's actually really useful. It gets you to the surface quickly and even acts as a portable air reservoir. By now, you should have received several messages from Noah, so make sure to listen to them. Let's head to the first wreckage, which is very close to the life pod, just a bit to the southeast. You can also follow the cables underwater to find your way. Here, make sure to scan a fragment of the habitat builder. Scan everything else inside too, but most importantly, the biolab. You can power this base with an extra battery. In the center of the base, you'll find another habitat builder fragment underground, plus more lore. Make sure to also talk to Noah while you're here. Since we powered the base, the biolab is now active. Make sure to equip the dash biomod, plus a passive biomod of your choice. With the shift key, we can now dash every 5 seconds for free, so use it constantly. We won't get any new biomods until late game, so we can forget about this for now. If you continue past this base, you'll find more wreckage scattered around. You'll be able to grab a flashlight, a beacon, a dive elevator, and if you're brave enough to go deeper, you can grab the first fragment of the Tadpole. There's also a fragment of the Hydroelectric turbine down there. We'll come back for more later once we're better equipped. Now is a good time to craft basic fins. Let's continue to our first black box, Anita. On the way there, northeast of the life pod, you'll come across another wreckage. Find the entrance, and inside we'll grab the second flashlight fragment, plus more lore. Watch out around these areas. The hammerheads love hanging around here, and they are annoying. At Blackbox Anita, we'll get more lore and find the angel comb. Insert your hand into it, and boom, you'll get an adaptation that lets you eat cooked fish. Make sure to also explore the nearby caves and areas around wreckages, because there's almost always a surprise waiting for you. Near the wreckage we explored earlier, there's a cave where you'll unlock a Wakemaker fragment, get more lore, and if you go deeper inside, you'll find a working base with a huge upgrade waiting for you. Here, you can scan the biobed to set a respawn point anywhere, and you'll also unlock a larger inventory. If you go north from the Angel Comb, you'll find Camp 1. But first, I'm going to start building my new base somewhere nearby. in an area with a lot of water streams like this spot. So let's craft a habitat builder now. For my new base, I'll throw down a simple corridor and a hatch. Then we need power. For now, we can just slap a solar panel on top. Make sure to set up plenty of storage in your base with lockers. Now, if we go north from the life pod, just slightly left from the previous wreckage, we'll find a base. Here you can grab another beacon fragment. If you follow the cable, it'll lead you to a cave packed with loot. This cave is amazing for later because it's loaded with ores, so keep it in mind. For now though, let's just explore and unlock some new stuff. Inside, you'll find tons of copper and even your first silver. There are also air pouches scattered throughout the cave. Make sure to also pop these blue bloom saps to get air from the plants. If you squeeze through a narrow opening in the cave, you'll discover another abandoned base. Here we get the first fragment of the repair tool, and you'll also unlock an additional slot in your hotbar. Since we have silver now, let's also craft a standard air tank. By now, Noah should have transmitted the coordinates for Blackbox Chap. It's southeast of the life pod. Inside, you'll find plenty of silver for later, plus the second repair tool fragment. Make sure to also scan the first Bio-Reactor fragment and unlock the floor locker. Your inventory will also get another upgrade here. Outside of this cave, you'll find another base with the second Wakemaker fragment. Now let's head back to the base. Make sure to craft a habitat beacon while you're there. Now Blackbox Quaker will be appearing on your HUD. So just travel north from the life pod. On the way, we'll pass through Camp 1, so let's explore that first. Here you'll find the last and third Wakemaker fragment. Inside this base, you'll find a scanner station, which can be scanned through this door. You should also find a power cell terminal. We can enter the sealed room from down here, and inside is an additional Wakemaker fragment in case you missed any of the others. Now, let's continue to Blackbox Quaker, heading north at a bearing of 345 degrees. Here, we're going to complete a hydroelectric turbine, which is absolutely crucial right now. Inside the base, you'll also find the first part of the sonic resonator. You should also fully unlock the battery terminal. Make sure to listen to Noah and grab the room recipe data card. Just behind the base, you'll find the second Tadpole fragment. Next to it, inside the cave, there's also another inventory upgrade. This is also a great spot to gather some extra silver. If you head east from here, make sure to also unlock a power transmitter. Now it's time to make our base really come to life. I've added some rooms and power sources. Like I mentioned, it's a great idea to build the base next to a stream so we can take advantage of hydroelectric turbines. Just stack a couple of them in the current and connect them to the base using power transmitters. I'll also build a battery terminal. I like to carry at least one spare battery on me and recharge them whenever I can. Let's also build a processor. As a reminder, acidic rayon pouches come from these plants. Around this area, you can also find a ton of lead. You can also build a scanner station and a biobed for a new respawn point. By collecting fibrous pulp, you can also easily make water in the processor. If we travel just a bit northeast from the Tadpole spot into this area, we'll find the third Tadpole fragment and also complete the power cell terminal. Now let's build a Moonpool and a vehicle fabricator. For this, you'll just need a bit of titanium and copper fused into ingots in the processor. We're almost ready to make the Tadpole, but we're missing the ingredients for a power cell. For power cells, we're going to need strong acid, which requires necrolysists. These can be found by going northwest from the life pod, about 350 meters away. You'll find them in this biome, and they look like this. Just harvest them from the Stilt Orbs with the Survival Multitool. Once you have a few, head back and craft strong acid at the processor. For the Tadpole, we'll also need salt. The easiest way to get salt is to go southeast from the life pod and head to this rock, about 240 meters away. Inside, you'll find some salt deposits. And there we go, our very own Tadpole. I'd also recommend grabbing a portable locker and slapping it on the back of the Tadpole. Now you can really start hauling ores in style. We're also due for a Wakemaker. This tool makes you much faster and doubles as a flashlight. Let's also build a Tadpole dock so we can charge the Tadpole. I recommend always carrying an extra power cell with you, just in case. Now on to the next Blackbox. Right next to this location, you'll find more wreckage, and you'll be able to unlock the dive elevator. We won't be able to enter this one quite yet since we still don't have the sonic resonator. If you follow the wreckage deeper toward the south, you'll find another abandoned base and wreck. Inside, you'll unlock the Rebreather and one fragment of power storage. We can also expand our inventory here. In the wreckage down here, you'll also unlock the high-capacity air tank. If we head just a bit north from this location to the Blackbox, you'll find the second sonic resonator fragment. Let's go craft it right now. Lead is the only tricky ingredient. You can find lead northeast of the life pod, right by the base I built earlier. And there we go. Now with the sonic resonator, you can also break apart bigger ore nodes to get a ton of resources at once. Let's also craft a rebreather while we're at it. Before we move on, I also want to grab the last repair tool fragment. Now that we have more oxygen and a Tadpole, we can return to a location from the start of the game, just south of the life pod. Inside, you'll find the third and final repair tool fragment. To actually craft the repair repair tool, we'll need sulfur. This can be found east of the life pod in this hot area. We're not ready to fully explore here yet, but we can quickly snatch a single sulfur and bail. And there it is, our repair tool. I'd also recommend stocking up on medkits right about now. Now, let's continue to the Blackbox Wander location and blast through the floor. In here, we need to rescue this infected plant by destroying 4 bloom cankers attached to it. Now let's follow the root of the plant. Here we'll find an infected angel comb. Follow the root north and destroy 3 more bloom cankers. There's another wrecked part of the ship here, but we already unlocked everything it contains like the Rebreather. So let's return to the angel comb. Now we can destroy 4 more anomalies on it. And boom, we've earned the heat tolerance adaptation, which means we can finally explore the hot biome. Next is Blackbox Ruby. About 100 meters before the Blackbox, you'll find another shipwreck on the right. Here, you'll grab the 3rd Bio-Reactor fragment. To get inside this base, you'll need to repair the door with the repair tool. After that, continue on to the Blackbox to uncover more of the story. Next up, we're heading into the hot biome southeast of the life pod. Here, you'll find a ton of useful stuff, including patches of salt, sulfur, and even gold, which is usually deeper, right next to the hottest parts of the rocks. Make sure to dive deep into this ravine and scan everything. Up here, you'll also find parts for a thermal plant, which is an absolute must-have. Make sure to also download every message from the waypoints. Now let's head deeper into this cave. This is a great area for gold. Deeper into the cave, you'll find a ton of black boxes, so search the whole area thoroughly. You should also find one base with the 2nd power storage fragment and more lore. Once you're done with the cave, follow the path northeast. Grab everything you can find and then head into the Tadpole pens. Inside, you'll find a huge upgrade for the Tadpole called the Scout Ray Chassis. Now let's also head to the 2nd part of this base, which you can only access by going through the previous cave. Here, you'll mostly find a ton of extra lore. On the way back, about 500 meters from the life pod, you'll find another wreck. Make sure to explore this area too. You'll get another inventory expansion here. Since we now have access to salt, you can make an infinite supply of food using fibrous pulp, just like we did with water. You should also soon get a message to explore the alien ruins. But before we do, we should grab the Scout Ray chassis. To craft it, we'll need plasteel ingots, which require lithium. Lithium can be found in a very interesting spot. It's actually pretty close to the life pod. Just head south. You can also finish exploring this wreck if you want, but next to it, we'll find the Great Jaw. The trick with the Great Jaw is that it starts closing as soon as you touch these triggers, but inside this area is exactly where the lithium is. You can also grab 2 fragments of a portable oxygen generator while you're in there. Make sure to collect everything quickly and bail out fast, otherwise you might end up like this. Okay, now we can finally craft the Scout Ray chassis. In my opinion, it's the best chassis for the Tadpole. It's an attachment, so you can still slap the portable locker on top, but the Tadpole now moves way faster. Now let's head toward the alien ruins. On the way, watch out for the Collector Leviathan. He'll try to grab you, but your Tadpole can take a hit, so just tank it and make a quick escape. Once you reach the alien ruins, you'll see this giant structure. We can't enter it yet, so keep the area in mind and use it as a navigation landmark. Explore around here and look for wreckages. You can find a fragment of improved fins here. On top of this hill is also a research outpost. Make sure to grab the high-capacity air tank. Inside, you'll also find the recipe for the Tadpole's engine efficiency module, and crucially, a modification station. You can power this entire area with a battery, and there's tons of lore to soak up. One crucial thing to do here is scan 2 grow bed fragments around the base. This lets you grow an infinite supply of plants and even relocate plants from other biomes if you want to build a base here. Inside the caves under the alien ruins, you'll also find more fragments. Now you're in a bit of an awkward spot where you'll need to keep returning to home base, or you could just start setting up a base in this area instead. Now let's also craft a high-capacity air tank, and we can also build a modification station, but for that, we'll need Celestine. To get Celestine, travel to the alien ruins, and then head a bit east, then start descending this ledge. You'll start seeing plenty of it. Just make sure not to go below 250 meters with the Tadpole for now. And there we go. The modification station is unlocked. If you want, you can also craft the engine efficiency module, but personally, I'd rather just carry an extra power cell. Now let's head to Blackbox Ruby 2. It's about 1,400 meters away from the life pod, slightly to the right of due east. There's also a lot of Celestine in this area. Keep in mind, your Tadpole can't go that deep yet, so position it strategically to replenish your air and explore the rest on foot. Here, you'll find the 2nd improved fins fragment and the 1st Tadpole hull chassis fragment, and most importantly, you'll grab the depth module here. Make sure to also collect creature enamel, which looks like these husks. You can pop them open using the sonic resonator. To the left of the entrance to this cave, you'll also find the 3rd improved fins fragment and a time of day display. If you continue east, you'll find this wrecked piece of the ship on top of a hill. If you enter from the bottom, you'll need to repair the door. Don't miss the bioscanner right next to the doors. Now is also a great time to craft the depth module for the Tadpole so we can dive down to 450 meters. Make sure to explore all around these alien plants to unlock as much Subnautica 2 lore as possible. Close to this area is also the edge of the current early access map, so be careful not to go past it. A Leviathan is waiting for you out there. If you go all the way east, you'll find a power plant directly over the Angel Comb. Around this area, you can also find a new ore called Atacamite, which grows on the seafloor at these depths. If we go northeast from here, there's a small spot with a little volcanic area. This is my favorite location to build a base, because we can easily harvest all this energy using thermal plants. This location is super central to everything in the endgame. So here, I built a little base and got some power running. By now, you'll probably also get a message to visit Blackbox Anita 2. This is literally right above us, next to the Angel Comb. Here, you'll unlock the Entangled power cell. If we head just a bit further northeast from our base in the Angel Comb, we'll reach a metal farm area. Here, you'll find some of the most important resources in the game. First off, you can farm an ore called troilite, which grows around here and looks like this. Inside the pools themselves is a special resource that only spawns here, called Axum bacterial culture. Make sure to grab all of it. If we head back toward the life pod from this area, over this hill, you'll also find a Cavitation muffler, more lore, and a fragment of the advanced battery. Now we'll also get a message to visit Blackbox Sing, which is a bit southeast from the Angel Comb. When you get to this black box, make sure to also explore below it. Here we'll find the second advanced battery fragment, a work light, the second Tadpole Hall chassis fragment, and the first fragment of the feedback resonator. So this location is east, about 2,000 meters from the life pod. If we head northeast to the closest hill from this location, we'll finally find the third Tadpole Hall chassis fragment and unlock it. The second feedback resonator fragment can be found just before the metal farm area we explored earlier. It's easy to spot thanks to the blue glowing plants around it. Now we can craft the feedback resonator and the bioscanner, but we still need conduit crystal. It also spawns around these areas, about 300 meters underwater, usually near the alien ruins. And here we go. The bioscanner is used to unlock new biomods, which you mostly get by scanning hostile creatures in Subnautica. So if you're feeling brave, you can even scan the collector Leviathan. This is way easier if you're playing with a friend. You can even scan the Shiver Leviathan. Now, we'll get our last Blackbox location, Zip 2, which we pretty much already discovered. Let's now head just a bit southeast from the Angel Comb. On top of this hill, there's a ship here that has some extra fragments, but most importantly, you have to go through it to destroy parasites growing on the Angel Comb's roots. To destroy them, use the feedback resonator from long range, since they close up if you get too close. We need to clear 2 more areas like this. Follow the roots from the Angel Comb toward the life pod. If we turn left, we'll quickly find more parasites to destroy. Now let's follow the same route, but go straight toward the life pod. This is the last cluster, so destroy the remaining parasites. After that, we can return to the Angel Comb and destroy the parasites directly on it. The comb is now saved. You can now get the adaptation to use alien technology. If we head straight up, there's a power plant, but it's damaged. Scan the damaged part with the bioscanner, and you'll see that we need 10 titanium ingots, 10 strontium, and 10 mangaloy ingots. This is the last thing we need to complete. I like to build multiple processors in my base and just churn out ingots in bulk. We're missing one last thing, and it's to scan the metal farms directly in the metal farm area. You'll find 3 huge fragments to scan. Now we can build metal farms ourselves to make our lives way easier. If you insert an ore into one, it'll start collecting that ore from the surrounding area, making the final ingot grind way smoother. They do consume a lot of power though, so keep that in mind. Once you have everything, we can finally repair the turbine. Now, next to the Angel Comb, enter this alien room. There's a console here where we can enable the power plant. To actually make it operate, head straight up from this location to another alien room. Here, complete 2 simple mini-games on the left and right computers. And then we can turn the power plant on. Lastly, return to the alien ruins and enter this big structure. This is the Alien Observatory. Inside, you'll find a giant orrery. Scan it with your bioscanner and you'll trigger the final story sequence. No way will reveal something genuinely insane. You're not just lost, you're 20,000 light-years away from Earth. You can also activate another lever here. And that's the end of the current early access build of Subnautica 2. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See ya!